Welcome to The Explainer. You ever get that feeling where you get paid and then poof, the money just disappears? Yeah, we've all been there. Today, we are going to fix that. We're going to build a simple, super powerful routine to put you in control of your money every single payday.
Okay, so let's kick things off with a number that might make you pause for a second. $10,000. What does this have to do with your paycheck? Well, as it turns out, it has everything to do with it.
And this is where it hits home for so many of us. That daily coffee, grabbing lunch out, another subscription you forgot about. It feels like nothing at the time, but it adds up and it adds up fast. We're talking 10 grand a year just vanishing into thin air. Seriously, just think about what you could do with an extra $10,000. This is exactly why having a plan, a real paycheck routine, is non-negotiable.
And that right there, that's the whole key. It's not always about making more money, you know? It's about having a system for the money you already have. So let's build that system right now. Let's build the routine that solves this disappearing money problem for good.
So here's our roadmap. We'll talk about that $10,000 habit, define your baseline, build your financial shield, automate your wealth, and then accelerate your growth. Let's dive right in. All right, step one, and this honestly might be the most important step of all. We've got to get brutally honest about where our money is actually going. It sounds easy, right? But it's tough because those little daily purchases can really blind us to what we're trying to achieve long term.
So here's a really simple but incredibly eye-opening exercise I want you to do. Go and get your last 6 months of bank statements. Then just take a highlighter and go through every single recurring expense. I mean, everything. Once you've got them all highlighted, it's time to play a little sorting game. And the rule for sorting is dead simple. If you can physically survive without it, it's a want. That's it. Your needs are the absolute essentials: rent, utilities, insurance. Your wants are, well, all the fun stuff: restaurants, hobbies, nights out. You have to be really honest with yourself here.
So once you've tallied up everything in that needs column, you found it, your financial baseline. This number is everything. It's the rock-solid foundation for your entire financial plan. It's the bare minimum you need to live on each month. Now, this is where we shift from just managing your money to actually building wealth. A lot of advice will tell you to just keep your needs under 50% of your income. But if you really want to get ahead, you got to be more aggressive. The target we're shooting for is getting your needs under 25% and your wants under 25%. Why? Because that frees up a massive 50% of your income. That 50%, that's your wealth-building engine. It's a tough goal for sure, but it's the target you should be aiming for. Okay, you've got your baseline. You know the minimum you need. Now it's time to build your financial armor. This part isn't about getting rich just yet. This is about making sure that when life throws you a curveball, and it will, it doesn't completely knock you off course. And the first piece of that shield is your emergency fund. This is your safety net. We're talking 3 to 6 months worth of your baseline expenses tucked away in a separate high-interest savings account. It's got to be separate so you're not tempted to dip into it. And high interest just means your money is working a little bit for you while it's sitting there. Its only job is to protect you from things like car trouble or a surprise medical bill, so you don't have to rack up credit card debt. Next, we go to war with the #1 wealth killer out there: high-interest debt. I mean, think about it. Trying to invest your money while you have a credit card with a 20% interest rate, it's like trying to fill up a bathtub with a drain wide open. It just doesn't work. Paying off that debt is a guaranteed return on your money that you just can't beat anywhere else. So how do you actually attack it? Well, there are 2 main schools of thought, and it's kind of like a battle between your brain and your emotions. The avalanche method is the purely logical choice. You hammer away at the debt with the highest interest rate first, which saves you the most money. The snowball method is all about psychology. You knock out the smallest debt first, get that quick win, and build momentum. And check this out. The numbers don't lie. In this example, the logical avalanche method gets you out of debt 2 months faster. And listen to this, it saves you more than $1,000 in interest. So if you can trust the math and stick with it, it really, really pays off. All right, your shield is up. Your emergency fund is full. That high interest debt is history. Now we get to go on the offensive. This is the fun part. This is where we put that 50% of your income to work and start systematically growing your wealth. And you know what? The strategy here is way simpler than you might think. First, you use a special kind of account. In the US, it's like a Roth IRA. In the UK, it's an ISA. Just think of it like a special wrapper that protects your investments from taxes. Then, inside that wrapper, you consistently buy into what's called a low-cost index fund. Instead of trying to pick winning stocks, you're just buying a tiny piece of the entire market, like the 500 biggest companies in the US. It's simple, it's diversified, and over the long run, it has returned about 8 to 10% per year on average. And if you just stick with that simple, boring plan, the results can be absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, how on earth do you get to a number like $1.3 million? It just sounds impossible, right? Well, let me show you.
This, my friends, is the magic of compound interest. It's like the eighth wonder of the world. By putting away just $250 a month, every single month, it can grow into a life-changing sum over a career. And if you do it in the right kind of account, it's completely tax-free. It's the ultimate proof that slow and steady really does win the race.
And look, this isn't just some made-up theory. Remember that expensive coffee habit we talked about at the beginning? Well, here's a real-life experiment showing what happens when you invest that money instead. In just 1 year, the cost of a daily coffee grew by more than 13%. And the best part? It was all automated. It's the definition of set it and forget it. And you can put this whole thing on autopilot. That's the key. You want to remove yourself, your emotions, your second guessing from the equation. You open the account, you pick a simple low-cost index fund, and you set up an automatic transfer for every single payday. The money gets invested before you even have a chance to spend it.
Okay, so this next step, think of it like an optional bonus level. It is absolutely not for everyone. This is for people who have their foundation completely set and are looking to maybe speed things up a bit.
This is about taking a small slice of your paycheck, we're talking 5, maybe 10%, and putting it into higher risk things. Maybe it's a side hustle, or maybe it's speculative assets like Bitcoin. The crucial thing here, and I cannot stress this enough, is that you have to be 100% prepared to watch this money go to zero. It's a gamble, plain and simple.
So let's bring it all home. This is your new routine. From now on, every time you get paid, you're not just thinking about spending. You're giving every single dollar a mission. Is this dollar building my shield? Is it attacking debt? Or is it out there working to build my wealth? This flow, this is what puts you in total control.
Look, this isn't just a bunch of ideas. This is an actionable blueprint for your future. You have the plan. The power to completely change your financial story doesn't start someday. It doesn't start next month. It starts with your very next paycheck. So the only question left is, what's the first thing you're going to do?